Welcome to Pull Up Media.
Read it.
We live.
We're live.
Salutations from Pull Up
Media Podcast. Welcome. Salutations.
Welcome. Salutations. That's a big word.
Threw me off.
$15 word.
Man. Salutations.
Yep.
We'll get to that in a second. I am Dustin.
And I'm Scotty. And this is Quiet Drake.
This is the quietest you'll ever hear Drake.
Yes, he ain't gonna say a word.
But he's here. He promised not to
Oh.
talk.
I'm sorry. He does have something to say.
Scotty, don't touch the mic. Pretty please with sugar on top. Y'all know that's an issue.
Yep.
Okay, well at least he left us notes.
And I'm not.
Hey Christiane, good to see you.
Is she on?
She sure is, and this is a
Hey,
episode
baby.
this is a guy that I'm sure you're gonna love hearing from because y'all are kind of in the same realm. But let's start out with thanking our sponsor, Scotty.
Yeah.
We got Lisa and Aaron, Mom Money,
Mm-hmm.
US 19 Glue Factory, where
Quality
quality sticks,
sticks,
baby. Come on, Together Forward and Net Blankenship. Bless her heart for this studio, beautiful. Monica May Photography
And,
for the.
and she don't want to be. She wants to be anonymous because our stuff's up.
I just threw her. Yep, and she does. So photography, I'll just say.
Yeah.
Thank you for the nice camera. And Wild Paradise Apparel. We appreciate y'all sponsors.
Yep.
Still got some sponsorship opportunities available. Message us. Find out about the sponsored packages. I promise, no matter where you're at in business, you can afford these sponsorship packages. We're down bad. We need you bad. Maybe like 20 cents a day is all we need.
20.
We could put, 20 cents a day. Yeah. It all adds up.
Yeah.
So, Scotty,
Okay.
it's time for Scotty's segment.
What
Name-
Scotty said?
Scotty's segment, Name the Day.
Oh,
What'd you
wow.
name the day, Scotty?
I named it Tidy Up.
Tidy up.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you say that? What's
Well, first off, tidy up. Okay, so my aunt, when we'd go somewhere and stuff like that, Aunt Mamu, she would say, I'd say, when we going? I was a little kid.
Okay.
About so high. And she'd say, I'd say, when we going? She'd say, we got to tidy up first. That means get cleaned up a little bit. You know, I had dirt on my face. You know, kids, we played outside.
Oh, yeah.
With the roosters and the chickens and the pigs and all that.
Tell from your accent.
So she'd say, we got to tidy up first. Well, the other day I was just thinking about things in my life and something that I had to name the day so it would happen. I need to start tidying up myself. I need to start tidying up my relationships. If my relationship's not working, I got to make space and tidy up for new relationships to come in. Same way with opportunities. If I'm stuck, I got to tidy up and make room for the next big thing that's supposed to happen to me. So I named it Tidy Up so I can tidy up today.
I like that. And Aunt Mamu, shout out. She started that out for you.
She's been gone.
Bless her heart. Rest in peace, Aunt
Yeah.
Mamu.
Yeah,
But
she
I
was
like
a
that. Yeah, sometimes you
Big
just...
Earl Roberts fan. I don't know if y'all know
Earl
that,
Roberts?
but he was a preacher on TV.
Okay.
Every older woman listened to him on TV.
I
Earl
believe it.
Roberts. I
Man.
think he even got a center. But what did the tidy up? What would you were thinking when you saw it?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. You know, there's a lot of things in life, business, that I feel like we just need to clean up, tidy up a little bit, and that way you can focus on what's at hand. Some dirt, trash, extra stuff laying around that maybe we could clean up, get out of here, and
Do it little at a time. That way
yeah.
you don't have a big old mess like I always try to
Agreed.
get into.
Same.
Yeah.
Damn. That was a good one, Scott. Another good
No,
one.
it wasn't. Okay, so what do we do now?
All right, we got our agenda, Drake. Let's read it.
Yeah, Drake did it.
Intermission to address. Do we read the thing?
The chat.
Okay, we got to address the chat. Hey, Chad.
Hey, y'all, I'm glad y'all all joining. It does my heart good to see y'all on here.
Yeah, and
just to let you know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Me too. We look forward to this every Friday, and for y'all to tune in with us, it means a lot. People are, what are we on, 20th episode now, I think? And people are really still watching, so we appreciate that. And I guess we'll
So, are you addressing the chat?
Yeah, everybody's just saying, hey,
everybody.
Hey, Annette.
You know
hey,
we
Mikhail.
love you. We love you. And hopefully hopefully you're getting something out of this. Besides listening to us old hoots.
Yeah.
You're old hoot too.
Yeah.
So old hoots just a talking and a rambling. We want you to get something out of this.
Yeah.
I think
and
and Drake does a good job because he always wants it to be good.
He does. He's a stickler. He made sure we were prepared. Thank you, Drake.
Yeah.
He's out there working for us, working on a big deal. And
the first thing I done, and we're about to bring our gas on, but I had to tell you, I used to be tech savvy. I could do Word, Excel. I knew everything about a computer, but it evolved so quick. So when he come over and set up, first thing I did was mess it up. That was the hardest phone call I had to make in my life. That was a real hard phone call. To say, Drake, I done messed up everything just set up.
I bet. Did he take it okay?
Yeah, he did. He said, okay, you do this. Put it on FaceTime and let me see.
Okay.
That made it easy. Through it.
Nice.
And I was surprised.
He
must have tidied up a little bit.
Yeah. He's probably feeling bad that he didn't show up.
Yep.
But I'm glad you bit the bullet. All right, let's get to it, Scotty.
So what do you know about our guest?
About our guest, I met him a couple years back. I have seen, for one, I've never seen anybody do with drywall and, I don't know, plaster, Venetian plaster. I don't know. He did some stuff that was crazy to me. Didn't even know, like, I thought that was all he did. And then I start hearing about a group he created he's the founder of. He's got all these, they got a really important mission, which they're battling addiction, trying to give people hope. The name of the group's The Hope Shot. And just seems like a good all-around dude, family man. But I know he's got a story that I'm a little excited to hear about. Maybe how we got to that. What do you know about him?
What I know about him is, one, I knew he had a podcast because Drake was on this podcast before. So I joined to watch. Drake said, get on here. And then I saw Justin, is it Regan?
Regan?
I can't, and I
it's Regan Vice
for that. But he was on there and Drake was on there. So I watched him and I watched him talk and stuff. And so I met him at another network function at B&I, which is an awesome group. You got to be networking if you're in business. Okay, so I met him. I saw him there when I was his Facebook friend, and that's when I personally met him. Okay, and then, I met him one more. I saw him at a function at what's that park in Newport, Richie?
Sims.
At Sims Park, he was doing something there, but I see him. This is what I see.
What do you see?
He's active as heck. Okay, and he's doing this, he's doing that, and then the last time I saw him, well, not the last time before that, I see him a lot here lately, huh? So last time I saw him was a ribbon cutting when we did Pasco Kids First.
Yep.
On the Tranquility Garden.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay, and then I saw him again at another networking thing. So I don't know too much personally about him, which we fixing to find out.
We got some questions.
Yeah, we got some questions. So we're going to go ahead and introduce.
Yeah, please.
You need to say his name.
I will. He is the owner, operator of Final Touch. Let me get this right. Final Touch Drywall and Sealing and Refinishing. Damn. And the founder of the Hope Shot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on, Justin McPadden.
Hey,
Justin, thank you, man. We were struggling.
Don't
Look.
worry, man.
look,
It's a lot of words in one
take
name,
over.
man. Unfortunately, there's a lot of words.
Yeah.
you know what? I'm kind of missing Drake right now.
We always make fun of
Wait,
him.
wait,
We
wait,
make fun of him. Yeah, we're moving
Hold on,
over.
hold on. Let me just-
You want to hold
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, I
look
need
at
things
that.
on every
Drake,
time.
you're here with us.
How do you feel, Drake?
Man, right? I love that. So,
Yeah.
Justin, give us a little synopsis. Who are you?
I'm Justin. Didn't we?
Pleasure.
I thought we already got past that.
Damn, I'm nervous. Take it over, Justin. Is this Justin?
Yeah. All right, the end of the show. No.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me
Yeah,
here.
thank you.
Now we all match. You know, we
Yeah.
got
Thank
Power
you
Up.
for the bracelet.
Yeah,
We got
we
the
got
Hope
the-
Shot bracelets. It's glow in the dark, just to let y'all know, just
Oh,
in case you get
cool.
lost
And
at
it-
night. I want to
Oh,
make
wow,
sure
I
somebody
love that.
finds you.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
cool. And it
Thank you.
says on it, y'all can't see it from here, so we'll read it. I am, you are, we are.
The Hope Shot.
The Hope
Hope
Shot.
Shot.
Okay, so what does that
It
mean?
means inclusion. Everybody, it's inclusion. You know, I am, you are, we are. It's a we thing. Like the Hope Shot's a we thing. You know, like we can't do it without connection to humans. You know,
I love it.
we need connection. Like that's just what it is in life. We need connection with other human beings in order for us to grow. You know,
Yeah,
so
that's a good one.
yeah. But yeah, I own Final Touch Drywall and Ceiling Finishing. I'm the founder of the Hope Shot, along with many others. I'm not the only one all be all of the Hope Shot, but just the idea came about, you know. And then yeah, I do multiple things, lots of things.
Yeah, you're all man was on the phone a minute ago. He's a busy man. So I guess let's take it back. Are you from here?
I am from here. Yeah, I'm Florida born and raised.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So then, when you decided to get into start Final Touch, what phase of your life were you in there?
When I started Final Touch,
Yeah.
coming out of the worst part of my, so I'll give you a synopsis of kind of Justin as a whole.
Please.
I grew up in Florida. I was in West Palm Beach, is where I was born and raised in South Florida, and I moved up here when I was 10 years old. And then we grew up in a normalized household of drinking, using. It was normalized. There was
Just the
violence
whole-
in the home.
Okay.
There was there was just crazy chaos. That's where like the addiction stuff started, because it was like I was doing it with my
Like-
stepdad
Okay,
and all
so-
that.
yeah, okay, wow.
Oh, yeah. And it just went from there. And when I started Final Touch Drywall, I was just coming out of a huge drug addiction. Like I was really, really bad. I was 130 pounds soaking wet. I was really strung out, and I knew I needed to change. And that's when I finally did, with some intervening from Pasco County Sheriff's Office.
For sure.
They rescued me from myself, and from there I wanted to get better. You know what I mean? It's not like when people start out like in addiction, it's fun at first, right? It's an escape from reality, and you don't really know that, like, hey man, I'm gonna wind up addicted, I'm gonna ruin my life.
Right.
It's not like anybody sets out to do that.
No.
And wasn't my. I was manageable for a while, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are just manageable, and they can go out throughout their life and not have any issues, no horrible experiences, and then they don't lose everything. But there's a lot of people that one wrong decision, it's gonna happen.
Messes it up.
I just came out of like a really bad addiction, and I tried to get myself out of it, and it just, I started Final Touch Drywall, and I tried to get my life back together, and I did. I was manageable for a while, but I was drinking, and it kept going.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's where Final Touch Drywall I was doing.
What year was that?
It was 2011. 2011 was like the last, hoorah, like the big thing. But it didn't stop there. I tried to get clean, tried to get manageable, and drinking was just out of control. I maintained. I started a business. I was doing really well. But it all kind of like went back into the old behaviors of the drinking was enough, and I broke my leg, went back on painkillers, and then that was it. You know, it set this beast off in me, and I went right back to the same person that I was when I was trying to get out of it when
Was
Pasco
that called a
sheared me.
relapse? Or was
I
that
know.
exactly a relapse.
You know what? I wouldn't call it a relapse because I really never got out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's like, I stayed in that behavior still. I was just like somewhat cleaned up. I tidied up some.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you tied it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut in here.
Please do.
Yeah.
I know, and we're talking about your addiction and all, and
Yeah.
we're talking about your addiction. We had an episode earlier where we talked about addiction too, and it was my daughter that was addicted, and she's overcame that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Okay, but
Works for Teen
what-
Challenge.
our
man.
time,
Oh, awesome.
our times here is short in this little hour we have here, and it's gonna go by pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Because we try to have fun during that. But mine, what I'd like to get into is the recovery part of it.
Yes.
And we're gonna. So my first little question, and I'm not gonna go by this because I have one pop up
Yeah,
in my
fuck your
head.
questions,
And you know
right?
when you get something popped up in your head, and I'm raising my hand because if I'll forget it if I don't go ahead and say
Yeah.
it. Recovery addictive, which is okay. Which is the hardest when you surrendered? I'm a addict, or is the recovery the harder, or they both about the same?
Okay, so I think the hardest part is realizing that you have a problem in the first place. Okay. In order for change to happen, you have to have an understanding and a realization that I have a problem. I need help, and I can't do it on my own. Like, that is the most surrender you can get. Like, I am powerless over my addiction, and my life is unmanageable. That is that right there is an admission that finally you can see that you're the problem. Not everybody else.
Right.
Not everybody's not the problem. You're the problem, and you need some help. Because a lot of it is victim mentality.
Okay.
We're victims, you know. Like, my childhood is the reason I
Right.
stayed
Right.
sick.
Yeah.
The reason, the weather, the household, the economy, the president, the this, that, and
It's
everything.
always something.
Everything except for me, you know. And as soon as I realized that, like, hey, man, you know what? I have a problem, and it's me. And that's when things change. Or you don't realize, you just know that you have a drug and alcohol problem, and then as soon as you get into whatever, you know, kind of recovery that you're getting into, you kind of realize that, hey, maybe I am the problem, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't understand that until you start getting into recovery and you get rid of the drugs and alcohol, and then finally you can understand that maybe I do have a problem, maybe it is me, maybe it wasn't the drugs and alcohol. What they say in our fellowship and what we do is the drugs and alcohol is just a symptom of the problem, and the problem is that it's behaviors. It's how am I acting? What am I doing? You know, it's you know, I always tell people, you know, like, you can relapse on behaviors. You don't have to put drugs and alcohol on you in order to act out a character, you know, go arise. Like, we relapse before we even relapse. Okay? There is a process that goes into right before you're about to take your first substance, you know, in a relapse. And it's first you go on behaviors. You start acting out on old characteristics, you know, character defects, and you start relapsing on those things. You start acting out. You start doing things that's out of character that you're not used to. And then you take the substance because it's just going crazy.
Right.
You're going crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you relapse. What was that you said again?
Relapse on behaviors.
Relapse on behaviors. Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So as a parent, if they know that you was an addict, if they start seeing some kind of old behaviors come up, they already know. That should be a flag.
Yes. If
Right.
they're-
But
yeah.
if your parents are the ones that introduced you to the drugs,
Well,
It depends on the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, sometimes, like, those trauma bonds is what they call them. You know, when, like, parents and children, they use together. And,
imagine.
There's trauma bonding,
Wow.
man. And it's like, they don't really want them to do good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they kind of suck them back in. And that's real, too. But, the behavior thing, it's like isolating, you know? People will start isolating. They pull away from the people that are there for them or that care about them. You start going into a dark hole. You start busting out in anger. You're just angry all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like things like that, because the real recovery is when you find peace and joy and happiness, and you can kind of like, you're just like content, man. You're just like,
very cool.
You're just content, and you just have this energy, you know, that just like, I don't know, man, it's infectious. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, but and it's like it's a process, man. It's a journey. This whole thing is a journey.
How long did it take you? I know it's different for everybody. When you decided I'm fucked up, I need to change.
I'm still fucked up.
Y'all can't cuss. Y'all
To
cannot
stop.
cuss
We
on
can't.
the podcast.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
He did it.
I did.
He started it.
I'm
But
gonna
damn.
stop.
We need to
Oh,
tidy
but then
up.
we got a question.
I got a bunch of people I want to address.
Please
too.
do.
There's a lot of people on here, but I saw a few like they've been skipped over. James Lahan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, James.
I see you, James. He's a Columbus, Georgia. fella.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I've never been
and
to
then
Canada.
Tim Avery, who's
Oh,
one
shout
of our
out.
guests
Former
before.
guest. What's up, Tim?
And he, in fact, I think he's got the little crown for watching this milestone.
Oh, he's
or
like,
something.
yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
Okay. I just had to
Reagan
say.
Weiss.
I just had to say hi to them. And if you want to see what the question
And
He loves
Katrina
me.
has a question.
Yeah.
okay, go.
Katrina Newell, they own Sure Shot Junk Removal Property Enhancement Services.
Yeah,
her and her husband.
property enhancement.
Well, anyway, she asked, "Have you ever considered writing a book about your experience?"
Yeah. Yeah, I have, but life is we got so much awesome things happening inside right now, our community. Really excited about what's going on. Actually, right before I came here, I was at the resource center that we're opening, which
Saw that.
we're
That's
going to
huge.
be in July. It's going to be opening. Our grand opening is going to be, but I'm doing the drywall in there. We're building walls, and it's got all kinds of cool stuff going on. And then we're actually going to be opening a transitional living as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a lot of cool things happening. But yes, a book I've thought about. And it's never. If I did a book about the Hope Shot, it would definitely be a collective. Because it'd be a collective of people, and like talking about like what is the Hope Shot? What is it? And people always wonder, what is the Hope Shot?
Yeah, I'd like to know. What is
Okay, well, the Hope Shot, man, it's like when somebody talks inspiration. Like we are people that came out of a dark place. We have overcome darkness, and we have overcome addiction. That's a hope shot, man. And like we're here to show people how it works.
If you need to take it, take it.
No, I ain't taking nothing.
All right.
But it's showing people that you can, and it can be done. And that's what we are. We're going back in the community, and we're pulling people out that are, are in addiction still. And because we're the ones the people with lived experience, the people that have made it out onto the other side. Because if you don't have that lived experience, people are going to listen to you,
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 23 years of addiction. I have experience no college degree can ever get me. And I can go in and talk to somebody like a professional.
Yeah.
This is how I did. I'm on this other side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can show you the way. Let's follow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
And so what we're doing is we have amazing programs. We have Bridge to Recovery. We go in and we do like support groups, and we tell people, hey, we got to break the cycle. How are we breaking the cycle? How are you stopping? What are you going to do when you get out of treatment? What are you going to do? Are you going to go back to the house where the toxicity is, or are you going to try something different, go into a transitional living, go into a sober living, and try to have that extra accountability? Because you're in treatment, man, you're in this little bubble. You know what I mean? You're in this little bubble,
Exactly.
and then you get out, and it's just like this flood of emotions and fear and just excitement and anxiety and all kinds of things. Your emotions are going wild because you've been doing, and it takes about a year to try to level things out. And even then, man, I'm telling you, I was 5 years in before I actually finally got some clarity.
Really?
Like
Wow.
I was, because listen, we can chase, man, And everybody, even people that don't have addiction problems, have addiction problems. We're human, right?
For sure.
And we are chasing something. Everyone is chasing something. What are we chasing? You know, is it money? Is it cars? Is it, you know, is it shopping? You know, is it, what are we chasing? Mine would, like, we can replace the drugs and alcohol with chasing success. You know, I chase success all the time.
Yeah.
There has to be a happy medium.
You gotta find something else that you're chasing and not. Where when you were addicted, you were just chasing the high and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I was chasing high.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally just straight, just gun ho on getting high, because I didn't want to feel the way I felt.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't want to feel the way I felt.
Yeah.
I felt.
You wanted to escape.
I want to escape reality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you made it out.
And that's what my daughter used to always say. She wanted to escape.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hadn't been addicted to. Well, I did have somebody say I was alcoholic before, and I was in an alcoholic class because drinking after driving. I don't know if that's a thing. Well, drinking after driving. Driving after drinking. That's what it was.
Drinking and driving.
Okay. It wasn't drinking and driving. It was driving after I was drinking.
Okay.
And
that's still drinking and driving.
That's what the charge was. But you know, I went to some little old podunk alcoholic school, and it was funny because he said, alcoholism. You're alcoholic if it causes you a problem. Okay, the first thing I said, I don't have a problem. He said, where are you sitting?
What are you in
And
here
so
for?
that opened my eyes. And what really stopped me from the drinking and driving is when I watched a show and it had somebody getting woke up in the hospital room saying, you just killed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
It's real.
Can't imagine.
It's real.
That was it.
Yeah.
Wow,
And that's before Uber. I used to have to call a taxi, and I'd call my wife.
Damn.
Come get me.
I'd love to see your mugshot.
I could not find it.
Damn.
I've searched for my mugshot, and
I see you post your mugshot too, Justin. Is that as just a reminder?
And you
how
don't
far
look
you've
nothing
come?
like that dude
No.
anymore.
Well, that was my worst, but no, it's my page is my personal profile is public, so
Awesome.
I want to put it out there because, like, man, it's, if you don't see, like, people need proof of what's going on, you know. So if somebody sees that, they might think it's possible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do it for attention or anything else. I do it once a year so I could put it out there. So people know, hey, I got 6 years, and you can too. Yeah, you know what I mean? It is possible, and that's what it's about, man. It's the people showing the other people that it's possible, and not being scared. Like, there is a stigma that, you know, like, we're like, oh my God, he was at this, he was that. Even if I'm not that person anymore, like, I mean, that's how the hook shot started. Somebody took that mug shot and put it out there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Your mugshot?
And that's how it started?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't put it out there.
I didn't put it out there. Somebody else did.
Like
you had a hater?
Yeah, and then that's when I didn't have a hater. Somebody else had a hater.
Okay.
And I was just the lowest man on the totem pole getting hated on with it.
Damn.
They're
cool.
It's called, people go after the criminals, right?
Yeah.
People go after the people that have a criminal background. How am I going to get to this person? Well, let me find some dirt. Oh, there are people that he hanging out with can look at their background. They can pull up anything on the internet, right?
Yeah,
and so they took that and they put it out there, and it brought up a bunch of emotions, man, I never dealt with. You know, I never dealt with that person. But you know what it does, man? It if I wasn't, like, strong in my recovery, it probably would have took me out.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Might make you.
Yeah.
Gee.
But luckily, I was at a good point, you know. I was strong enough, and I pushed through it. You know, there's a shame and guilt that came up from being that person. You know, I didn't want it to be that way. I didn't want to go that path. You know, it was normal. Drugs and alcohol were normal. Using drugs was normal. Everything was normal about it. But I just didn't know how to be a person. To be honest with you, I didn't know how to be a human. Wow. I didn't know how to deal with emotions. I didn't know how to deal with growing up. I was on the streets at 14 years old. I was in juvenile programs. I was in Pinellas County Boot
Really?
Camp. I was in all kinds of other things when I was a juvenile.
Okay.
So, like,
Wow.
So that was my coping mechanism.
So somebody takes that and posts that on Facebook or wherever it was,
Yeah.
and it maybe got some traction.
Yeah.
And out of that, you decided to start the Hope Shot. What clicked that I need to do this for you?
Because people can pull up dirt on you. People can put the negative out there. People can pull up whatever junk they can, but they don't see success.
Right.
You don't know the
Love
full
it.
story. Let's talk about the full story here.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it was just this big thing, and it was a lot of retarded stuff. And
Yeah, I'm
it is
sure.
what it. You know what? I'm grateful it happened because
Same.
it would not be here. We would not be helping people. We would not. Everything happens for a reason, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful it happened. At the time, it wasn't. I was freaking like,
Oh yeah.
What?
It's embarrassing.
it's
anybody-
really embarrassing, and
I can
it's
imagine.
it was not. It was just, you know, it freed me.
Shock.
It freed me. You know, it freed
Yeah.
me from
Now
that.
everything's out there.
Yeah, it freed me from it, man. You know.
Damn, good for you.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the place you're? What's it called? The recovery.
It's called the Resource Center.
The
It's
Resource Center.
So it's
And where's it at? Details.
Yeah, so it's going to be called the Always Center, right? So there's multiple things why that name is there. It's always, so all pathways, you know what I mean? We don't want to
Always.
sector any about that. I am, you are, we are the Hope Shot. That is always every path, every avenue. If whatever, it's a family member, everybody's welcome to come here and figure out how we can help people if they have a substance problem or a mental health problem.
Huge.
And if we're not trying to duplicate services. All we're trying to do is get people talking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get people to understand where we're at. We're going to be doing videos. We're going to just keep talking about what we're doing and where we're at, right? So it's a prevention and recovery community center.
Wow.
It is on both sides of the treatment spectrum. We got prevention. We're going to help, prevent kids from going down that path like I did. And then if they do, we're going to be here to catch them as they come out of treatment, and like coach them. We're here to help you. Hey, how can we help you? How can we get back in the community and get them jobs, get them stable housing? Like, we're building in Pasco right now, like crazy, right? Do you see anything that's affordable?
No,
I don't.
It's crazy.
I don't need
What are we doing about it?
Nothing.
What are we doing? Yeah, so that's, if we all together collectively fix the problem, let's talk about the solution, not the problem. Everybody sees the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks we could just push the problem away
Yeah.
and like brush it under the rug like we've been doing for all these years.
Yeah.
Like we don't talk about what's going on in the family.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry, but it's going on whether you're
Yeah.
going to like it or not. And everybody's on the verge of losing everything.
It's crazy. It's
And
time to
people
talk
are-
about it.
People are getting homeless, and
Yeah.
people are losing their jobs, and people are getting in depression, and people are getting anxiety, and people are falling into drugs and alcohol that never really were addicts. Like, they're not, that's just a solution to cope with life,
Yeah.
And it's because of depression and mental health, and it's just getting worse and worse. And if we don't do something about it, I'm telling you right now, man, it's just,
It's gonna be bad. I agree.
and you
got
can't
something.
push it on the rug.
I want to know where it's gonna be at and when's the timeline to open that thing.
So we're gonna have July is gonna be a grand opening. We're
Okay.
actually working on the details as we speak.
Okay.
We're in build phase. It's
Sweet.
where the old Kaiser building is. It's called Qualified Property Center.
On.
The,
wait.
the old Kaiser
road?
building at 19 and Main Street.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Okay, the old one,
Yep.
the tan building.
Okay. Cool.
It's gonna be in there, north side on ground level.
right around the corner.
Yeah, and we're gonna be opening in July, and it's going to be we're gonna have a grand opening, so it's gonna be like a fundraiser, a fundraiser and like a grand opening event, so we can just keep moving forward.
And
That's
so,
huge.
Yeah.
if I'm using out on the street, I can just walk in there to this Hope Shop.
Yeah.
I can just walk in there. What you gonna do for me then?
It depends on what's going on with you.
Okay.
If you need like something that's more acute care, we're gonna be able to get you to detox or get you connected to clinical services. It just depends on the situation. Now, if you're someone that's like homeless, we can get you connected with sober living. We have sober living scholarships that we have through the Bridge to Recovery program, thanks to the OTF in Pasco County. that we can sponsor people to get into transitional living as long as they're working with us to try to like, guide them back on the right path. We can help them. And again, we coach them as we're going through these, as we scholarship them. And then, what other services they need. If they need mental health, if they need to be connected to, Premier Health and get a therapist. Most of it, it's like we need, it's a lot of unprocessed trauma that we're dealing with. Yeah. Things that happen when we were kids. And like I was saying, like everybody just pushes it under the rug. You know what I mean? We don't talk about what happens in the family. Well, we need to talk about what's happening in the family, And I've witnessed it firsthand, what it does. I've witnessed it through my own family,
Yeah. Look, I raised my hand.
I see that. I was like...
Yep.
I know. It ain't to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
If I don't raise it, I'll forget my question.
Listen, my wife does it too. Don't worry.
Okay. But good. I'm glad it's just not me. I love to hear those type stories too. Mine is your funding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're a nonprofit, so
you're
not making any money. I mean, the centers. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to stay nonprofit.
Yeah.
So are you? I mean, I'm sure there's grants in there, but are you taking like people donating money and? Have you got that far with it yet, or?
So when we first started this thing, it was just to share stories of success. You know what I mean? Like we started just to share stories. We did a podcast, and it went from there. And the page, grew. We have 153,000 followers. We have, the podcast gets a lot of outreach. We go live every Sunday to kind of share our spring, strength, and hope on our journeys. With me, Caesar, and Nathan, and then we have special guests too. But we were getting funded from posting on Facebook. Okay. I was getting our fundraiser was posting on Facebook. But now that we're shifting gears. We've been a nonprofit for 3 years, but we're shifting gears now, and now we're kind of focused on the community. And we wrote grants and got some grants, and you need fundraising in order to get those grants, because you do it on the front and you get it on the back end. That's just what it is. You have to pay out and then you get it on the back end. It's cost reimbursement on almost all grants.
Yeah. Okay.
Fundraising we were doing with Facebook, and we have a little bit that we raised from that, but now that's over. So we're ramping up fundraising capabilities, which our first fundraiser is going to be the grand opening, and then we have a couple other things in the works that we've been talking to a few people, maybe a golf tournament, maybe a pickleball tournament. We don't know exactly yet, but we are meeting as we speak for those fundraising. But yes, we have to have capital fundraising in order to make things flow.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere that our listeners could go to right now to donate if they cared to?
Yeah, thehopeshot.org. You can go on there and donate. You can message us. We have a link tree as well. I have a QR code on my card that I can give you guys a card if you guys want to use that.
Yep.
But there's a QR code that will bring you to anything. If anybody's looking for help, we have an 800 number. It's 833-694-6734. They can call it. It goes to multiple phone lines, and if they're looking for some kind of assistance with whatever, we're just connectors. We're trying to get them in the right spot,
Okay. Yeah, because y'all need the funds. This is quite the project y'all are undertaking.
Yeah. The biggest thing is helping people, and the work you're having to put into it. I mean, okay, so you have, what's your business name?
Final Touch Drywall.
Okay, Final Touch Drywall.
It's closed, just like Neat.
Oh man, that Neat.
Yeah,
thing. I can't figure
so
it
that
out.
was my
just
next
like Neat.
question.
Okay.
Are you working a full-time do business and doing the Hope Shop, and so it's closed?
Yeah, it's closed. Yeah, it's so the I just keep things flowing with the drywall. So I'm a drywall contractor in the state of Florida. I do repair work, but it's kind of gone on the side. I get a little bit of a salary from the Hope Shop, to be able to run this thing, because
Yeah,
it is a
as you
lot.
should.
Yeah.
It is a lot. But does it fund my whole life? No, not at all. So yeah, I do drywall on the side, so it's like my side gig now.
Okay.
And you know, I do patches here, patches there. You know, it's sometimes it's unmanageable.
Yeah,
but
and you got the family, Tiffany, the kids.
Yeah,
You got a lot going on, dude.
I do, but you know, it's all worth it, man. It's all worth it. It's you know, I can take blessings and turn them into problems real quick. You know, everything that was good in my life, I made a problem, and I can get in that same negative mindset. You know, it's all about mindset.
Yeah.
You know, how am I looking at my life? What am I doing when I first get up in the morning? Am I sitting there jumping on Facebook and just bitching about the world?
Yeah.
And I don't know if can we say bitching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can.
I was kidding.
Is that
about
legit?
it. Y'all cuss all
Yeah.
you want. I was just kidding.
Come
I was
But-
kidding with you.
But yeah,
Hey,
we know
you
those
know-
people that just wake up and got something to bitch about.
You know, there's you know, I between regular people, like, you know who taught me a lot about mindset. It was you know, Reagan Weiss.
Yep, we do.
He's helped me tremendously
Okay.
in like the hope shot, getting outside myself,
Yeah.
being able to put myself out there.
Nice.
I don't think I would be doing any of this. Putting
Yeah,
myself on video, doing podcasting, doing all those things, taking risks, you know, like mindset.
Yeah.
He helped a lot with that as well. You know, I'm not
Wow.
saying he did everything,
Yeah.
but between him, recovery, and all of it, man, everything plays a part, you know?
For sure.
And I had to fix my mindset. How do I see my life, you know? And it didn't happen till last year that I finally fully surrendered to all of it. And last year, man, something happened, man. And for one thing, I checked myself into therapy. And if anybody's on the fence about therapy, I promise you, therapy is a great thing for you.
Okay.
Okay? Even if, you know, like you don't, it's not nothing weak, you know? I checked myself into therapy. I started doing stuff in the morning more than just jumping on Facebook, because, like, man, that anxiety, you know, from life and how things are, and like work and business and everything, it is just a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, it's what you do in your first first hour of your day is really where you set the day up for success. And it did, but I had to check myself in therapy. I had to start doing like morning routines, morning rituals. I do meditation. I do readings. I really focus on the first hour of my day. I don't do anything. I don't do anything until I do that. Every single freaking day, like clockwork, no matter what.
Wow. Very cool.
And
But
that's
changed the whole game for you.
whole game.
Just that 1 hour to.
Just that one little hour, dude.
Yeah, I might
Now,
fuck
I'm
around.
I
a
and
big
try it.
promise
believer
you,
in
try
word.
it.
I'm a big believer in what you
Yeah.
say, what you speak
Mm-hmm.
is powerful.
Very.
And your mind powerful, and this is the battleground. It
Mhm.
is not the
No
world.
doubt.
I mean, to me, I have a daily battle. More than a daily, every second I battle
Yeah.
with my mind. So
Same.
that's great you do that. So is that part of your recovery step?
Mm-hmm.
Is what you did? Your 1 hour is to get your mind right.
Yeah. Got to get your mind right.
Got to get your mind.
How are you gonna go into your day if like your day is full, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have a full day, right?
Yeah.
You have a full day.
Yeah.
I don't.
Business and
Yeah.
dude, like, how are you starting your morning off? Are you just like going into it just like nonchalantly, or do you actually make your mind right, be still, and then go in? You can't just wake up and go.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like you just are flooded back with that anxiety, and like if I don't get my mind right, I don't know about anybody else, but if I don't get my mind right, if I don't freaking do something to try to like start with positivity in the day, all that negative shit out there is gonna ruin my whole day.
I fell into
And it
that
starts
for
with
sure.
driving.
Yeah.
Driving
for
is
sure.
bad.
Oh yeah.
What
you
do you
hop on
do?
19.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Never
point.
pray while you drive either, because the
Man.
next thing you be praying and cussing at the same time.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, and if anybody doesn't do that, like, just try it, man. Try it for a month.
I don't do it. I'd like to try it.
You know, find a book or some kind of positive quotes or something that you can focus on for the day.
Yeah.
And then I do a gratitude list too with about a bunch of men. You know, we all share each other gratitude lists
Oh, cool.
because you gotta freaking have some gratitude for
You
your
do.
life.
Yeah.
You
What
know?
are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? I am grateful that I don't live in that same mindset that I used to be. I am grateful that that somebody see me fit to live this life because, like, you know, not a lot of people are gonna get this.
Yeah.
You know, I have friends, I have family that are still back there in addiction, and they're never gonna change, or maybe they will.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like, how did I make it out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I should have died a long time ago.
Right.
To be honest with you, I had many instances where I freaking should have died, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And here we are, on
Good for
Pull
you.
Up Media Podcast.
Yeah. If that ain't something to be grateful for, I don't know what is.
Do
Yeah.
we need to address the chat? Is there
It's-
any questions?
I haven't
'Cause,
seen. I see a bunch
I
of
mean,
people
I
watching.
see big old paragraphs here.
Yeah.
What's not
Yeah.
coming through
That's
on
my boy
mine?
Eric.
What's up,
Eric.
Eric?
Hey,
It's not
Eric.
coming through
Nice
on
meeting
mine.
you, Eric.
Address the chat. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of that. My bad. Keaton, throw those questions up there if there's any we've missed. I see them. I'm not. Okay, Drake said, I have an addiction problem. I've turned it towards work, which he's talked about on this podcast. Is that bad?
Depends. Okay, so I will say this. Everything we do has a thin line between healthy and unhealthy. Exercise, that's healthy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I can make it unhealthy. If I eat well, I can make it unhealthy. Work, unhealthy, or make it healthy. You know, it's balance, you know, and it's always ever evolving, always ever eluding. Am I making sure I'm filling up each bucket that I have correctly, you know?
Okay.
And my family life, business life, my personal self-help, my self-care, exercise, am I eating right? What am I putting in my body? What am I putting in my mind? All those things matter, you know? So yeah, you could make it unhealthy, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
It just depends on you. It's behaviors.
yeah, because I had to change my whole eating habits after
Yeah.
my heart attack.
Yep.
I mean, fatty liver and all that it about killed me. I had to get my mind right and start changing my habits on my eating to get well. And now, after 2 years, I feel good. So
Well, glad
I
you
did
better,
want
Scotty.
to address one. I went
Please,
to
I'm not
eat.
seeing. I'm just seeing who's watching, dude.
Okay, so Christiane, that's my daughter. Hey, Christiane.
Hey,
Watch the
Christine.
Wars.
She
She works for
said,
Teen Challenge.
I think that's a question. This is when you said, how did I make it out? I think that's a question all of us who have... Hold on, I can't even read it.
That's
Okay,
Take your time.
I think...
Is that it?
Nope. That's
I
Katrina.
think it's Christiana Blankenship, if you get
Oh.
it,
Keaton.
Keaton. It's I think that's a question all of us who made it out ask, why me? Why did I make it out?
That's a good
So-
point. Yeah.
So she bounced that off of 'cause I see some of her friends that didn't make it out.
So
So
I can address that real quick
Go.
Great
because
one.
it's called survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like you see all your friends. It's like, why do I have to make it out?
Yeah.
Because there's a reason, there's a purpose. And you know, like my mom passed away, right? And she passed away from, you know, homeless and whatever. And she was the best. She was just awesome. But you know, codependency and all those things that we don't know about, you know, we can die from, right? And so anyways, she died, and I was like, how come I couldn't get clean before I could save her? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I can't save anybody. I'm not that powerful, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I struggled with it. You know, I did
Yeah.
struggle with it. But how am I doing it? Well, I show up for my kids, for her grandkids. I'm breaking generational curses. I'm taking care of my. You know, I treat my wife well.
Mm-hmm.
She'll never see me abusive. My kids will never see me drunk or high.
Good for you.
I'm telling you right now, I had the most amazing, like, I know I'm doing a good job with them because something happened yesterday. I'm not going to share it, but just, there was a letter that she wrote to somebody, and there was something in it that was just like, man, holy crap, we're doing a good job.
Wow.
We're doing a good job.
That's awesome.
Like, things that she knows at 10 years old,
Yeah.
I found out when I was 35 years old, and I finally got into recovery, and I learned these things, and I'm passing them on to her.
Yeah.
And that's what we all need. We need these coping skills of, like, how do we deal with life? Life is lifing. You know what I mean? Life is going to be life no matter how I show up. How am I showing up to life? Every morning, I get up, I do the things. That way I'm showing up to life properly. I'm showing up for my kids. I'm showing up for my wife. I'm showing up for the people that work for me, the people that are in the community, the dude's driving next to me that needs to get to work and he's speeding. You know, and I'm not causing road rage.
Okay.
That's Scotty's
think
addiction.
about
Road
it
rage.
this way: when somebody does that, I'm thinking they have something that's really pressing on them.
If they're
I'm
upset
not
about
gonna
that.
get mad at them. I'm gonna let them
Right.
be them.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
I had to. It gave me a heart attack.
Everybody about to die. What the? That's all right. Let it die. Well, we got 5-10 minutes left. If it dies,
Yeah,
we're out
we
of
got
here.
Dies
8
is
minutes
meant to
left
be.
anyway.
Throw
So
some more
if it
questions
dies-
up, Keaton, if we had them.
Yeah.
Katrina had one up there, I thought.
And what we're gonna do, hey y'all, we are gonna go back and answer y'all's questions. If y'all put them in after this show, we're gonna go back and answer your
Yeah, we are.
questions because y'all are important to us. This is what this is about, to show you His heart and to help y'all out.
Yeah. And Katrina said, it's cool that you've created a community that helps people through the healing process and allows people a feeling of unity during difficult times. I agree. Very cool.
Yeah,
I have two selfish questions before the
I
camera
had
dies.
one too.
Okay, I'll answer one, or I'll ask one, then you can ask yours. Okay. Speed round.
That's my dude, Russell.
Yeah.
What up, Russell?
Love you,
Shout
bro.
out to- let's get to Russell then. He definitely has a lot going on, but he's the first one to be there when you need him. Guarantee that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That put some song in my head. It's like, whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Yes! Great one.
Nah,
That-
nah, nah, nah,
that's the
I
kind
don't
of
know
thing.
all the words. Okay,
Yeah.
but I can sing along. if
And
I
Drake
heard the
says,
song.
share.
Okay.
And one of my
Yeah,
questions
share.
is,
Oh, yeah.
so if I'm, and please share. If I am around someone who's volunteered to me that they're an addict, should I be, let's just say they're an alcoholic, should I be afraid to open a beer in front of them? Obviously, I'm not in front of them, but to drink a beer in front of them?
In other words, we don't want to trigger them.
No, listen.
So if you're here with us and we're dang chugging along,
Yeah,
It
not
wouldn't
throwing
bother
it in your
me.
Okay.
Wouldn't even bother me. But I've dealt with my triggers.
okay,
Gotcha.
I've
Some
dealt
people
with it.
could.
right.
Like, I can go, like, I've been to B&I's. You don't think
Yeah.
I've been to mixers and stuff? Like, I've learned to, like, that's, y'all, man, you guys can do that. I
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
I've already worn out my privileges. I went pro and retired early. You know what I mean?
And what was your? That's a good
That
one.
was
What
my-
Yeah, listen, I
part-
seen that was a
my
meme.
question,
Well, I had one more.
because, like, I kind of, some people might want to tiptoe around
Yeah.
recovering
No.
or recovery addicts or recovered. I'm gonna call them recovered. They're not. Are they addicts or still or recovered? Do you differentiate that or
How should
how you say that word?
See, I
Whatever.
differentiate.
I call it, it's just people that are in recovery. You know what recovery is?
Yeah.
It's just pretty much you're just reaching your full potential of who
Okay.
you are as a person.
Right.
And striving to do that. You don't need a substance or something to do that.
Okay.
You're not drowning in, because addiction and substance misuse, like if you're addicted, that is pretty much you're using a substance to where it's like great bodily harm or to make your life like against all risks. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. It is like I'm gonna use even after I, wreck my car, my wife leaves me, I'm losing everything. It doesn't matter.
And so that's an addict.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me. That's when you're addicted.
Okay.
Because people can use
Yeah.
successfully and be fine.
Yeah.
There's normies all day long.
Normies.
That's what we call them, normies.
Yeah, and Caleb Wilson said that he felt it in his soul. I don't know, maybe you know him, but what you said, He went pro. I love that. Went pro and retired earlier. I felt that in my soul.
That's right, because it's true.
And throw Katrina's up there. That one looks long, Keaton. Katrina said, I'm sure it depends where they are in their journey. My best friend is sober. I didn't drink in front of her for the first 3 months of her sobriety. Just out of respect. No glass of wine is worth her comfort of being around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, I mean, I don't want to, like, tiptoe, like, I don't want to tiptoe around life.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want to be able to, like, have friends in all places, you know, and just because I have a problem doesn't mean you have a freaking problem. Doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Right.
You know,
You don't look at it negatively. Like, you really look at it, people can enjoy a couple beers and
good
you're
for
good
you.
with that.
Yeah, good for you, man. Like, go ahead.
And my second selfish question, when someone tells me they're an addict, I always wonder what they were addicted to, but I never feel comfortable asking
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Is that the way it should be? Should I not ask?
No,
or
I
what
mean,
they were addicted to?
Listen, everybody should have an understanding. You know what I mean? Understand why, you know? Like, I mean, it shouldn't be like, oh, they're an addict. Oh, my God. Like, I wonder what freaking, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what they were addicted to.
Yeah, if it's an understanding of, like, what they went through, like, through empathy and stuff, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But, like, the problem is stigma. The reason for stigma is a lack of understanding. Okay, if you want to like understand and get to know, then yeah, man, that's important.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you're doing it to judge, that's not important.
Oh,
you know
that's
what
a
I
good
mean?
point. Good point.
So it just depends on what the motives are behind it. But I think everybody should understand like why, you know, why,
Yeah.
what happened. Like, let me hear your story.
Yeah,
You know.
Before we run out of time, I
Please.
did want you to. How would we get in touch with Hope Shop?
Like I said, there's Facebook. There is the website, hopeshot.org. The 833 My Hope 4 or it's 833-694-6734. You know, we're gonna have the grand opening in July. Everybody's gonna be there. I want everybody there.
we'd love to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a flyer up hopefully here in the next shortly. And then also, yeah, I you know, smoke signals.
Yeah,
smoke signals.
Facebook,
Whatever. You
Justin
know.
McPadden. This was good. I loved it. Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
good. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a guy who created that just had an idea because someone posted his mugshot up that created a group that has 153,000 people that thought they should click that follow button because of what he's talking about. I think it's pretty miraculous. You should be proud of yourself.
Thanks,
It was
man.
all planned out.
Yeah, God's
Isn't that
plan.
wild?
It's only going to get bigger.
You just
too,
gotta
right?
show up, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just gotta show up.
Do you have any fear that relapse is a thing?
Not if I do what I need to do in order to make it not.
Okay.
All I can do is control Justin.
Yeah.
What he
That's it.
does, sit, and then everything works out, man. You know, you just gotta put the best foot in front of the other, man, and don't.
And if you did, you know the steps now, right?
You know, that's why I wake up every single day and do what I need to do to make sure Justin's showing up the way he needs to.
Start with that hour. I like that. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah,
Can't wait
listen. You don't wait. You don't. When life is good, you don't wait for it. You do the work while the life is good and the life is bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that way, when life does show up and life be lifing, you know,
Yeah,
for
life
real,
be lifing.
life be lifing.
Man, it sure
Listen,
does.
when that shows up, when life shows up, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I've been training for this.
Yeah, you're prepared. I love
I've
Life
been
Be
training.
Lifing, by the way.
Life-
Can we get a shirt?
That
made?
is my jam lately. Life be lifing. You know.
Yeah.
What do you-
Quiet Drake has a question. He's whining because his question don't get answered on his own show.
What's this question about? Oh,
Yeah,
here it is.
Oh, how do I give people the right address? I don't know,
Oh,
Drake.
yeah, by the way, you gave him the wrong address. You ever had a gun pulled on you down the street? Well, Justin went through that one.
Yeah, he went in the wrong house.
But Drake wants to ask you, he said, my question on my own show never got answered.
Yep,
Is
that
that
was
the
it.
ca- is that
was-
the casting
That's what
couch?
he's talking about.
Is that
Oh.
the casting couch? Is that what,
He's gonna be okay.
What was his
Maybe.
question?
is that the casting couch?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. What is casting couch? Do
This.
y'all know? Okay.
Is
Then
it
yes, it is
no,
the casting couch.
Who said it's the casting?
Drake asked the question. I'm lost on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he gets other people lost too. So
Well, yeah. So you're not the only one that got lost today. Scotty, anything you want to say to wrap it up?
no.
I think that's how adult films start.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay.
You meant that casting couch? Yeah.
How do we get into that? Hey, that is an addiction.
100%.
Yeah. Take care of it.
Pornography,
Make
it
your
can
marriage
become-
up.
Oh man, this
I
went
don't
sideways.
look. All I know is this thing we're
Google
about to
casting
close because we're
Okay.
really over. And I appreciate our viewers because y'all make this happen. Because when I first started, I said, "Would anybody watch us?" Because I wasn't gonna do it, and then till y'all convinced me, we're gonna sit here and talk to people.
It's been
So
crazy.
people do what I love it,
People
and
tune
I'm
in.
having fun at it. So.
Me too. And the people like Justin that
Yeah.
are accepting
Oh,
our
my-
invites,
that's what-
it's unreal. Like the Batman of Spring Hill, like people that are doing the things that you and him are doing, it means a lot that y'all say yes and show
I
up
mean,
here on
it means
Friday.
a lot. I feel it. I feel it. Now, all I want to do is hug you, but I'm going to let Dustin hug you for
I
me.
will. Yes, I will.
Do you mind?
what, hugging?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm a hugger, bro.
Scotty's a hugger.
Yeah, bro.
I'll hug you,
I'm
Justin.
a hugger, bro.
On
And
the
we all
work you're
good.
doing.
We'll let Justin look into the camera. Justin,
Yep.
if there's somebody out here that maybe is struggling and needs to know, maybe they're a business owner, maybe they're not. Where they don't know where the fuck to start at. What is your advice to them?
Okay, so reach out to us. We are completely confidential. We are not here to spill the beans. We just want to help people. We want to help people. We know what it's like to feel alone, right? You feel alone, you feel lost, you don't know where to turn. That's what we're here for. We are here we are where to turn, okay, to help you, get you set up for success. Everybody deserves to be happy. We just want to steer them in the right path. So reach out to us. Don't be scared. Do not think it's your business is going to get out there, because I promise you, we are confidential. We just want to help people succeed, whatever that looks like. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Scotty,
Well, y'all-
anything else?
No, I'm done. I'm peace out.
Peace
I
out. Hit him
love
with the
y'all.
peace sign, Keaton.